I'm on board the Majesty 100 here at the Sydney International Boat Show with Captain Richard Morris. Richard, you've partnered with Golfcraft over 10 years ago. What do they bring to the table?
Well, Golfcraft are the world leaders in building commercially certified superyachts, and not every yard can do that. In fact, most yards that build yachts in this size range don't or can't or won't. And so that's our point of difference. And so all of our super yachts are built to commercial class, a classification society, and to the MCA Large Yacht Code Regulation Part A Yacht Rules, which is an international recognised standard for commercial yachts. And then Golfcraft are the only yard that have been able to build multiple yachts to Australian Maritime Safety Authority's domestic commercial vessel code. So that's what they do, as well as building beautiful super yachts.
You've seen many beautiful super yachts over the many years you've been a captain. How does this one compare?
It's right up there with the best. And this is the smallest super yacht in the Golfcraft fleet. We go up to 175 feet.
Being back at the Sydney Boat Show, how does it feel? Because it's been gone for a few years now.
3 years ago, and it's been, what just happened? But we're so pleased to be back and to see our friends and our clients and our stakeholders and everybody.
Seems like there's quite a buzz going on.
It's amazing. Today's been an amazing day, not just because it's been beautifully and sunny and had no rain, but it's so good to see people, and there's this excitement, and that's translating into sales. We're making sales. We've got 5 super yachts under construction right now.
A lot of the biggest shipyards, they're really backed up in 5 to 8 years. How does Golfcraft and the Majesty 100, how does that compare?
Well, our order books are full, but we can build them very quickly. We've got a huge workforce, streamlined production processes, an excellent build team, and we can deliver a Majesty 100 in 12 to 14 months from order. And there's 2 under construction at any one time, coming down an enormous assembly line. It's incredible to see.
Are most of your clients Australian?
Yes, and New Zealanders. And we've sold perhaps 8 sort of reasonably big vessels over the last 10 years.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Australian-built super yachts. Do you think we'll see more Australian-built super yachts in the coming years?
Well, I certainly hope so. Australian yards and Australians have been very pivotal in the growth of our industry. In particular, John Bannenberg, the designer, and he worked very closely with the shipyard Oceanfast. And they built unbelievable boats. I was captain of one, 55 metre for once, and it would be great if they could experience a resurgence. We've had other yards, Warren Yachts, Lloyd Ships. We've had really good shipyards in Australia, and we do now too with Superyachts, and it's. I just hope that we can see the heyday of the 90s that we had with Oceanfast. It's great.
What would you say are the most in-demand specifications for super yachts in today's market?
It's definitely the commercial survey. So that suddenly changes for an owner purchasing a yacht. He's using company money or a director's loan or funds from a self-managed super fund or a discretionary trust to purchase it, rather than his post-tax paid funds. So in very simple terms, the difference is either it'll cost $20 million that you've got to earn to be able to write out a check to pay for a boat like this, or $10 million, which is what you would put into the company to buy the same boat. So 20 million or 10 million in rough sort of numbers. So that's the difference, and that's why. These yachts can charter, you can earn money, you can offset the running costs. It's a business, it's all fully okay with the ATO. You've got to run it as a charter business, and that's causing a huge resurgence in the market. But additionally, COVID. People discovered, super yacht owners discovered, hey, I've got a super yacht, I don't like this COVID, and I'm taking my family to the Great Barrier Reef for 4 months. And they did, and they could control their world. Social distancing at its best, right? And you can only get that on a super yacht. And that's why we're seeing such a big demand now, not only for people wanting to buy it, but charterers who were stuck in Sydney in COVID. They couldn't go to Aspen, they couldn't go to Europe for a year. What could they do? They had the money. So they started chartering yachts just like this. And normally, the main chartering was the small weddings and the corporate cruises, whatever. Suddenly it changed to a week-long charter with a family and friends. And that's a big quantum shift. Australians have discovered super yachting and super yacht chartering And that's great for our industry.
It is, and I think it's really interesting that more people are seeing super yachts as an investment and as a business rather than as pleasure, just pleasure.
Well, definitely it's a business, and what we're seeing is that these yachts hold their value very well. Another yacht exactly the same as this, I sold it and delivered it 4 years ago to a client. He just sold it for perhaps 10% of what, 10% less than what he paid for it. Okay, when he bought it, the US dollar was much higher, but the yacht, he built it into a good business, excellent reputation, excellent crew running it, and he sold it very, very well. The commercial super yachts, being a business, hold their value much better than the same yacht that if it was just recreational, because the pool of available buyers is much bigger. Most people want to buy a commercial super yacht, and it will sell a lot quicker.
Lastly, we've seen some really interesting collaborations between car manufacturers and yacht manufacturers like the Lamborghini Technomar. Do you think the future of the super yacht industry is collaboration?
Definitely, and not just cars, but with, fashion houses. There's some yachts being built with an Armani interior, for instance, and I think that's great and introduces a whole new level of excitement, and I think that's a very good idea.
Well, Richard, thank you so much for speaking with us. It's been a really interesting chat, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Thank you very much indeed.